Hello, hello, hello. I did not know that was going to come in the way you did. Hold on one second. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Yes, I'm hot. So we're going to go and put that out there right now. This is Will from Say How You Feel, and we're back yet again with another one. And we're going to get into this soon as you know, I play this message. But before I play this message, I do want to let you guys know what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about Proworld and the changes that they made over there. If you use their services, we're going to be talking about starting a children's T-shirt company. Um, we'll get more into that when it comes. And we're going to talk about the direction that T-shirt printing is going. We can talk about other products, but mainly that's what we're going to be talking about is T-shirts. Because if you're watching this video, you may customize a lot of things, but most of us started with T-shirts. But yeah, most of y'all started with T-shirts. I actually started with aprons back when I was 17. But we'll get back into that after these messages.
This episode is sponsored by Just You Soap Company, making moisturizing, nourishing, refreshing bath and body products for the whole family. And don't forget about Yanni Bars, made to assist the ladies with all their feminine hygiene needs. Visit them at justyoussoapcompany.com.
All right, we're back. I'm going to cut that down because it's in my ear, and I normally don't do things in my ear. If you know me, you know that. Okay, so first off, I would like if y'all can like, share, and of course subscribe to the channel. I am trying to get to I want to say 500 subscribers. Yeah, 500 subscribers before the end of the year. And as of right now, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you right now where we're at. I'm gonna have to pull it up because I did not have it up on my screen because I didn't know I was going to even make this comment. Because normally I don't do that, but I figured why not try it? You know, either people going to like and share, subscribe, and all of the good, beautiful things that we do on the good local YouTube, or they're not. As it comes up. I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I hope everybody's having had a great Father's Day. We just the day after Father's Day, a couple of my kids came by. I talked to most, if not all of them. I have a few. I have nine. No, I think I talked to all, of them, except for maybe two. So I talked to at least six yesterday. Uh, you know, one for obvious reasons, but no, yeah, the other two. One was probably at work, and the other one, I don't know what she was doing. Uh, I don't know, but I talked to majority of them yesterday, so I had a good time. I saw a couple of them also. I went to one of my daughter's homes, and another one came by, and then my youngest son came by. And like I said, I did talk to the other ones. Well, I would love to know what you guys got. Put it in the comments. What did you? Let's talk about it. What did you get? They always say fathers don't get anything. I did get a couple of gifts. My daughter got me some gifts. One daughter cooked for me, so that was exciting. But she's a really good cook, so I won't say it's like, oh, it was exciting, like it was just bad. It was. She actually can cook. She took after her parents and knows how to get down in that kitchen. Um, so let's see where we at right now as a channel. You can tell I'm not use this computer very often. The numbers are looking good. I'll say that. I'll definitely say that. Let's see. As a channel, and if you didn't know, I'm looking at my tablet right this second. Um, and I'm in my studio and it's hot. It's like smoldering hot. So, as a channel, we are now at 100. No, we're at 317 subscribers. Wow, did not know that. It tell you how long it's been on here. So yes, as I look, so we are trying to get to 500 before the end of the year. So if you can like, share, and subscribe, that would be wonderful. I mean, I would really appreciate that. So let's get into today's topic. And if you didn't know, say how you feel is now kind of broken up into two different things. We do we do podcasts and we also do tutorials. Not necessarily the same day, but definitely the same week. That's my goal anyway. That we'll put a tutorial by the end of the week. Cause say how you feel Monday is just that I like to sit down and talk and just kind of, shoot the stuff with everybody and figure out what's going on. So those of you who did not know, Proworld was a is a company that sells heat presses. They sell pretty much anything you need for creating and doing t-shirts. And it looks like right now they have a Memorial Day or had a Memorial Day sale going on. I don't know what, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Or have one. I don't know what they have going on. But they used to, when I first started back doing t-shirts, because a lot of people may or may not know, I started doing t-shirts and heat pressing and all of the things when I was 17 back in LA. And I think I told the story on this channel before. My dad was called the garment district in LA, and he was what they call a cutter. So he got me my first job in a warehouse and doing this type of work. That wasn't my first job, it was just my first job doing this kind of work. So it was doing what was I doing? I was doing um IHOP aprons. And I was actually doing screen printed transfers back a long time ago. This year I'll be 49, so you can over what 30 years now? Jesus. Has it been 30 years? Geez, yeah, about that. Because I'm almost, yeah, it's been over 30 years. Yeah, Jesus. So yeah, we can know my big cousin just turned 50 today. And I was telling him, man, we're officially the old heads in the game now. We've been around for a while. But it was when I first bought my own equipment and all of the things. I got my first heat press from Pro World. They had a deal back then. You can get, if you buy $300 worth of transfers, they would give you get a heat press for like $100. I got a 15 by 15. And here's the crazy part. I bought that heat press. I bought a second heat press, 15 by 15 from Amazon as a backup. And then I bought a 16 by 20. The 16 by 20, I gave to one of my daughters. And yeah, I gave to one of my daughters. And she had that for a while. But cause I got rid of it because I got something else. But I still have that original 15 by 15. It's in the closet. I don't use it too often anymore. It still works perfectly fine though. That's just it. It works perfectly fine. No issues. No nothing. Um. So and that was got to be what I want to say easily 10 to 12 years ago. Yeah. So that being said, so that's why I got my first heat press as an adult. And for years, you can get what they call stock transfers from them. And that's what I bought. I bought $300 worth of stock transfers. And when I bought these transfers, it just allowed me to do t-shirts. I didn't really know how to work those too often. I didn't because I wasn't paying attention. But I learned to love them and I learned to work with them and do what I need to do with them. And these people change their website like it's crazy. So now what they're doing is they also did custom transfers. But what it looks like they're doing the DTF transfers too now. But what I'm noticing for them with their DTF transfers, right? They are not printing DTF transfers. They are outsourcing that. So if you call, you're gonna get I want to say TKO. I want to say it's TKO. I can't remember. But so my point of this is I get it. I understand why they switch models. I understand why they switch business practices because the reality of it is we're changing. A lot of people are not. It's hard for them to sell the screen printed transfers if they don't understand how to sell them. Though not, and I'm talking about the stock transfers because you got to realize the stock transfers you're not spending a lot for them. Like there are other companies that I can order from. Like we're gonna get into those companies in a minute as well when we get into the second segment. But the reality of it is you're not spending a lot for the transfers. They make a lot. They make a decent amount because they're getting so many when they buy them or when they make them. They're making so many that they don't. It doesn't really matter. But with the emergence of DTF transfers and people being able to customize and create their own thing, the sales probably went down. I can probably definitely say that. And the reality of it is, a lot of those transfers did not resonate across the board, meaning that certain demographics were either left out completely or they had minimum designs or they designs that they did have were not attractive. And that's just the reality of it. That's the bottom line. And it wasn't just Pro World. There was some other companies out there. You can look at them and they're the same way. They don't necessarily cater to everyone or cater in a flattering way, if you will. So because of that, people kind of probably started, with, like I said, you can get a full color design for probably just a little bit over what you'll pay for the stock design. Well, I won't say that. I won't say that because although you have to buy 12, I think that the price is a lot less. DTF is DTFing and it costs DTF money. It is what it is. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It requires you to do things you can't necessarily do with a screen printing transfer. So what do I mean? With a screen printed stock transfer, right? So one company, and I'll say this real quick, the transfer for maybe 65 cents. Okay, so you're talking 65 cents for a transfer. You can probably, depending on what shirt you get, when you go, you might be able to get a kid shirt for anywhere from $1.50, $1.75 to about two something, right? Or you can even go as far as to get uh, uh, uh what is the second class, what they call second shirts, which means they're not bad. You just have to pick them, and it might have a slit in the neck label. It might have a little stitches out, whatever. But you can get those for like pennies on a dollar. You get enough of them, you can get them for like really nothing. So if you add those two together, you're probably spending $1 on the shirt. You can turn around and sell that shirt one for $10. You know, three for you can probably do three for 15, 20 and get away with it. You can do three for 20 bucks, $25 and be okay. You can do it for 20 and making a nice little profit. But so many people, when they buy these things and they do all of this, they're trying to get every dollar out of it, and you just can't do it. And if you don't do it right, it becomes something that you're just holding on to. You don't know how to move it. So then it's like, okay. So they do really great in public spaces. They do really great when people are doing impulse buying, but because it's a stock transfer, it's not something that people have time to think about. Oh, I'm right here. Let me just go ahead and grab it. So that's what that is. So but so basically, Pro World has changed. They're now just selling equipment and they're selling custom transfers, DTF, and screen printing, and hybrid DTF transfers. That's what they're sticking to now. They may even be doing. They do sell supplies for the heat presses as well. Covers. What else do they have? They got covers. They have UVDTF. They got a little bit of everything. Just transfer wise. Transfer wise, they got a little bit of everything. Um, as far as heat presses, they have their signature heat presses, of course. They have some with extra platens. They have some platen wraps. It looks like, and they look like they're putting more stuff on there. Because stuff I didn't see the other day is on there. They got a cup press. They got their lower platen wrap. I'm waiting for them to put the rest of their platinums on there because there's a couple more I wanted to buy because I bought the heat press for that reason. They got a few of the stalls, Hottronics. They got some hat presses. They got some generic heat presses, for budget friendly. They even got the 9x12 joint. That's you can use. It's the pink little piece that you can get from stalls. I have that one as well. As a matter of fact, they got the Max clamshell. I like the Max. Max is kind of like it's a more budget friendly Hottronics, if you will. They got the Fusion, the Hottronics 360. They got the Fusion IQ. They got the dual sensor. I mean the dual plan heat press. They got them all. They got the A to Z swing away joint that Stalls came out with for 800. That's a nice little press. I ain't gonna lie. They say it's lightweight and swing away. So if you're in the public, you can kind of make something shake. It's something that I thought about getting if I was gonna go do more events because it's a swing away. Strictly because it's a swing away. So I can put the shirt on there, boom, make sure it's straight, put it over, boom, I'm done. You know what I mean? So that is, what's going on with Pro World. Now you can see the back. So now the background has changed, and you can see we're into segment 2 of this show, which is I did not know I could do that, which is really cool. I'm really feeling, this is when learning becomes fun. So I threw a classroom in my background. So this next segment deals with starting a children's t-shirt business. The reason is I have 7 grandkids. And I was just sitting here thinking, people want to start t-shirt business, but they always want to do for adults. Like you can do this for kids. You don't have to always do adults. And so what I did was I looked up the 3 companies that I use, and Pro World is up there because I used to use them as well. But like I use a couple other companies as well. But you can get the beautiful part about doing kid shirts is the if you already got a heat press, it's a no brainer because it's something that you can do and literally not spend a lot of money into because the shirts are cheaper. Um, like if you go, let's see, what does a youth T-shirt cost these days? I have a few. So let's see, we're gonna find out what a youth T-shirt costs these days. Um, and like I said, you could do okay. Let's see what a youth T-shirt second T-shirt costs these days. Let's see, boom. We're not gonna even go to regular because regular I think is like 215, 245. So t-shirts department kids. So I'm looking at some seconds, right? Shop bulk used t-shirts, and I see somebody they have some cardinal red t-shirts for $1.25 per t-shirt. Bright orange. These are all kids t-shirts for $1. Um, Indigo for $1.25. Sunflower for $1.25. Safety green $1.25. Light mint 125. Um, blue tones they got it for $1.89. White 159. Military green 125. So as you can see, so think about it. I want you to think about. Uh, I see a design. My grandma got me this. My grandpa got me this shirt because he loves me. And it's another one that says my grandmama the same shirt. My aunt is the same shirt. Treat me like a princess that I am. My uncle got this shirt because he loves me. Spoiled rotten by my auntie, spoiled rotten by my grandpa, and so forth and so on. These designs are only like 65 cents a piece. So if you weigh it out, right, you're doing the math on this, you're saying, okay, well, how much of a profit can I make off the t-shirt, right? You say, Will, can I really make money selling these t-shirts? So we looked at it's a dollar, say $1.25. We're gonna say the average cost was $1.25, right? So 125 times 65 cents plus, I'm sorry, 125 plus 65 cents. That's 190. That's less than $2 for a whole shirt, right? So say I'm gonna sell one for $10. That's 811. But I can make it real sweet because if I'm selling one for 10, I can sell three for 20, right? So that's $5.70 minus $20. That's a $14.30 profit. So you're looking at a dollar. You're looking at $14 profits for selling three shirts. I don't see the problem. You do that 10 times, right? That's $143 all day. You do that 10 times, which means you sold 30 shirts. You got your card out there to 10 people. You got your flyer, your business name to 10 folks. You still walked away with $143 profit. They can go buy transfers. No, really, you can put that in the bank, really, because that's your profit. Because you've already got your other money back. You already got what it cost you to make the shirts. You put that and go and buy some more transfers and all that. So it's really simple mathematics, right? It does not require you to overthink this. They have, I got these are at a company called Thompson Transfers. I got another company I go through called Art Brands Transfer, artbrands.com. They're a little more expensive. Their designs are a little probably a little better, I guess. They're a little more. And mind you, these are like some really generic designs for the most part. They got things that kids would like to have on the shirt though. They got some frogs, they got T-Rex, they got snapping turtles, they got all kind of little weird things that little boys and girls like on their shirts. They got unicorns, wolves, uh, and they just they got little sharks, butterflies, and kittens and things. So that's the type of stuff that they have. And uh, as far as the youth shirts go, um, so okay, so this is one of their designs. You buy 1 dozen, you get it for 12.64, which is probably a little over $1. I don't know exactly the top of my head. Just so that's like $1.05 a transfer. So even if you keep that same math, right, and it's $1.25, that's like 230 a t-shirt, right? So if you did $6.90, $13.10 your profit. You're still not really losing. You dig what I'm saying? Because that money, getting a nice quality shirt. People can't expect, a Bella Canvas paying 3 for 20. You're not. They don't expect that. And they also don't expect to pay, they don't want to pay a whole lot for their kids' t-shirts. So which is fine. Great. I have no problem with that. So the thing about it is, what happens is you put yourself in a position to get your name out there more. You make a little money at the same time. Don't be so greedy that you want to get all the money all at one time, because that's not how it's going to work. You're going to have to give deals. You're going to have to, break bread. So if you have to do that, why would you spend, uh, $3 or $4 a transfer for a youth transfer in DTF? Because that just eats more in your profit when you can just get some decent, all around kid designs, that might work, or find some designs that will work for your market. Or even go as far as to getting one color designs from like a TKO or Pro World or whatever, they can got the 15-cent transfers type of deal. You know what I mean? You get those designs and you just create the shirts. And by doing it that way, you're giving yourself more profit, you're giving yourself more room. And a lot of people might say, well, nah, why are you giving discounts? Here's the thing. You have to figure out what it is that your business model is. You have to figure out what it is your business model is. And that's gonna bring it to the third segment though. So before we go into that third segment, we're gonna go ahead and pay some more bills while we're keeping it real.
This episode is sponsored by Say How You Feel Custom T shirts. Need to express yourself, your business, your church, or organization? Contact Say How You Feel for custom t shirts, socks, hoodies, mugs, and more. Allow Say How You Feel custom t shirts to help you be your own billboard. Contact them by texting 615-839-0788 or emailing sayhowyouFeel1, that's say how you feel with the number 1 at gmail.com.
Okay. So now we're back, and we're gonna talk about this last segment, which is the direction that t-shirt business is going. And again, I'm speaking strictly about t-shirt business at this particular point, because that's what most people started at. Most people got into this to make custom t-shirts and work their way into doing other things, or they want to make it for their family, friends, whatever the case may be. Um, the t-shirt business, a lot of people might think is oversaturated and all of the things, but it's not. It's You have to find the lane that works for you. You have to figure out what is your market, what is it that you're trying to get done, uh, what is it that you're trying to create. Because the truth of the matter is this: it's so many different avenues. Like, it's so many different avenues and so many people in the world. You do not have to sell to everybody. Everybody's not your client. Everybody's not your person. So what does that mean? It means this: find your niche. I just told you, if you watch this video, you're either watching the entire video or you watch it in segments. So either way it go, let's just put it on the table. I told you about going to Thompson's and Art Brands and all the other ones. I have some designs that I'm going to show you guys. Hold on, let me see something. Okay, so let me show you these designs. All right. So this is Jesus is my hero. And these are not all of the designs. These are just designs that I picked, because that's my niche. It's faith based. I'm a preacher, call it what you want. Let's see. Okay, selfie queen. This right here is, I wouldn't do this one, but it is Jesus is King. The design's old, kind of got damaged over the years. Let's see. God's little masterpiece. All right. So what else? But when Pro World was going out of business, and Well, let me phrase it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. When they were switching over their business model, they had amazing sales. So I got some of their transfers. This says living. Which one is this? And here's the crazy part about this, right? Is living my best life with grandpa. Now, I want you to see why I said that it's not like that because this design, Pro World was not making designs, they were buying them from other companies. This one actually came from Art Brand, the company that I also buy from, right? So let's see if I go on here. Uh, what does it say? Living. And I know they all because they always a lot of these companies got the same designs. You know what I'm saying? So I knew they kind of got them from each other. But it kind of just shows. It kind of shows what I'm really saying. You know, like you can take these designs and literally like this one is living my and see we docked it up. One of these we docked it up. This one right here, living my best life with grandma. Because a friend of ours having their first grandbaby, so we took the grandma off and then in vinyl, what she wants to be called. So you know what I'm saying? This one right here is what does it say? I just use the force. Let me see. Hold on. I just use the force. You better check my diaper. You know what I'm saying? So you can put that on a onesie. You know what I'm saying? The design was 50 cents. The onesie is probably little of nothing. I don't even remember what I paid for the onesie. But I think I charged maybe $15, $20 for the onesie for that design, that shirt. That onesie, I think I charged like $15. I don't remember what I charged. If that, I might have given away for free. I don't know because the mom had bought. She buys so much from us, but that's what I'm telling you. There's things you could like. That's a cute design. Not too many people are gonna have that design now because it is what it is. But you can go on there. You can come up with your own designs. You can create your own stuff, or you can just use the stock transfers. And like Art Brand, now Art Brand has always been a transfer company. They've always been a transfer company. I've never seen them do sell equipment and things like that. So, let me phrase it. I have seen them sell equipment, but they sell high end. They usually do the Hicks and the Knights and stuff like that. They don't really do generic heat presses. Not that Proworld did all the time, but Proworld has their own brand and and things like that. But they've always whatever heat presses Arch brand does is like standard. It's top of the line. Uh, you know, it's that it's not a you plan on getting in this business. You know what I'm saying? Their heat presses, some of the heat presses, um, it's $4,000 or $5,000. It's 10 grand. It's not. They got a hat press for $1,100. Who I what I'm saying? I'm not paying $1,100 for a hat press, but to each his own. You know what I'm saying? But the t-shirt business is no longer just doing custom work. You have to find your own niche. You have to find your own way around. Is it still custom work out there? Yeah, definitely. But it's so many people that's doing it. Like this design right here, Daddy's girl. It's a heart. It's kind of pink, whatever the case may be. And I don't know why it won't. Okay, yeah, there you go. Uh, it's just like, and so you don't get to change the colors. No, it's because the screen. Before you even ask, it is what it is. Whatever the standard, the stock transfer it is what it is. Like this design, I'm the little sister. You know what I mean? And like I said, some of these designs. Okay, so let me give you an example. This is kind of God's little soldier. Okay, so it can be used for anyone if you follow where I'm going with it. But some people might feel a way and say, hey, you got somebody that looks a little bit my skin tone. Uh, and that's perfectly fine. You know, that's what they want, that's what they feel, and that's what they want to do. Um, then you have something like this, and it says, I know I'm special because God don't make no junk. You know, it's nice and colorful, it's bright, it's soft, it's screen printed, and it's gonna last for a while, you know, like ever, unless she wears that shirt every other day. And I have, like I said, I have other companies, and some every company's different. Every company requires different things. So I said all that to say this: if you want to get into the t-shirt business, get into it knowing you have to find your lane. You can create your own t-shirt. You can create your own brand. I have a brand. I have not yet released it. It is a Christian brand. It will be just on my regular website. It is because it's, and I'm working on the designs. I created them, I doctored them, or I, went on some site and just manipulated some other designs, whatever I did. But they're my designs now because it is what it is. So I say that to say, figure out what works for you, get the right equipment that you need, do what you need to do, and make it happen. And with that being said, have a great Monday. Be safe.